AITA for telling a kid that the reason I lost my leg is because I didn't eat my vegetables? In 2019 I got into a really bad car accident, as a result of which I ended up with an above-the-knee amputation of my right leg. Occasionally, especially when I'm out on crutches without my prosthesis, I get questions from strangers and curious children as to what happened to my leg. Sometimes I answer honestly, but sometimes I get tired with the same questions, reactions, and pity responses, that I make up some original or fun story as to how it happened. A few days ago I was taking a rest on a park bench when I saw that one of the kids playing nearby, he must have been about 6 or 7 years old, was acting a bit loudly and obnoxiously. At some point he unexpectedly ran up to me and loudly posed the "What happened to your leg?" question. I replied with the first thing that popped into my head, which was, "I didn't eat my vegetables. You should eat always your vegetables and fruits." Then I saw the kid get really scared and nervous, and he mumbled a reply, "What do you mean? If I don't eat them, I could lose my leg also?" Then, before I could even say anything back, he started to choke up and cry and ran in the direction of his parents, who were looking at me with a WTF expression on their faces. So, AITA for possibly traumatizing a curious kid for the rest of his life? Edit, update. Due to so many demands to help your children eat their vegetables. Yes, I am considering requests to conduct a Zoom call, scare your kids with my metal pirate leg, and coerce them into eating vegetables or performing other good habits. Feel free to DM. NTA. I have large and impressive looking scars. And like you, I sometimes get, "What happened?" questions. Sometimes I tell the truth. Cancer surgery. Sometimes I tell a story with crocodile involvement. Sometimes it's the Russian mafia. Depends what kind of mood I'm in, and how nosy and persistent the person is being. The kid will get over it. Geez, are we never supposed to make jokes about our own life experiences? NTA. Those parents will never have to struggle with getting him to eat vegetables again. I can't call you an AH for this. I'm rolling. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, NTA. And that's why you always leave a note. Quote, I'm going with NTA here. If you told him the truth, the kid would still be traumatized and possibly scared of getting into cars and buses, which would have a bigger impact on his life than being afraid of not eating vegetables. NTA. Could you please come tell my 6-yo this? Bonus points if you specify green vegetables. Before anyone comes for me. I'm joking. Sort of. My brother lost both legs above the knees when he was 12. Due to a speeding drunk driver. Children are mostly insatiably curious, and rarely hesitated to ask what happened to his legs, rather than try to explain drunk driver to kids. He always told them he didn't listen to his mom and dad and crossed a street without looking both ways first. Technically, no veggies and fruit cause scurvy, which if untreated can lead to death of your extremities, which necessitates amputation, and eventually just plain death. In all seriousness though, no NTA. It's funny, and the child is about as traumatized as my cat gets when I offer an empty bowl. When I was 5, my family went to a restaurant and one of the waiters was missing part of his ear. My mom told me his parents cut it off because he didn't finish his dinner and that he was there to watch kids to make sure they finished their food. If they didn't, he would cut off part of the kid's ears. I thought it was a joke, but she was very insistent. I couldn't finish my salad and I started to cry because I didn't want him to cut off my ear. Of course, she then admitted she made it up. In the long run, I wasn't traumatized. We still laugh about it. NTA. NTALMAO, you probably did those parents a favor. Kid will never turn down a veggie or a fruit again. This is hilarious. NTA. This story is hilarious and you probably taught the kid 2 important life lessons. 1. Eat your fruits and veggies. 2. Don't ask random strangers personal questions. I really wish you would have been able to hear the parent's response when he explained to them why he was upset. That probably would have been the icing on the cake. NTA. This first grader is currently living through the body horror of his and his classmate teeth falling out while outgrowing every piece of clothing 4 times a year. Nothing you said in a 2-minute interaction could be more traumatizing. It's also not your responsibility to tell a stranger your medical history. My mom has a scar she told me was from playing with an iron. Years later I found out it was from a skin cancer scare. When I asked about it she just said, "I didn't want you playing with the iron." It worked. To this day I never do the ironing. Lying to kids helps them understand the world and makes their lives more interesting. NTA. My parents told me I would become a mosquito if I didn't eat veggies, and it worked lol. NTA. My friend's mom told her there was a shark that lived in the pool vent that would only come out to bite her if she went swimming without adult supervision. It worked. None of the kids would enter the pool gates unless there was an adult with them. And they still laugh about the pool shark today. My husband got a really bad infection in his leg and foot and my best friend showed the picture to her 10, 11-year-old I can't remember now and said this is what happens when you don't shower because they couldn't convince him to shower. Lol. NTA. Once my kids were staring at a little person while they were paying by debit card in front of us in line. I said to my kids, "It's rude to watch people enter their PIN," and she turns around and says, "Be good or I'll tell Santa." It was awesome. Edited to add. NTA. My first husband had an above-the-knee amputation due to cancer. He came up with a bunch of amusing answers to the inevitable "what happened?" question, such as, "I left it in the trunk." "I lost it in a poker game." "What? It's gone?" The laughter was cathartic. The vegetable child is not scarred for life. His parents will have set him straight. And maybe they talk with the kid about when it's appropriate, or not, to ask questions or a stranger. We can hope. If this happened to my kid, I'd laugh my ass off. NTA. Can you please come and tell my 6-year-old this? Even just one vegetable, haha. NTA. NTA. And honestly, this is probably less traumatizing than when he eventually finds out Santa isn't real. It's your leg, your story, and you aren't obliged to tell the truth. Not even to kids. Like another commenter said, the truth might have actually been more traumatizing.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.